lot of folks have hedges on their property for privacy and for screening. You know, they have questions about how to maintain these plants and what to do with them. We're going to cover some of the ins and outs on how to maintain your hedges. Before we get started pruning, let's take a quick look at the tools that we're going to use. When we talk about hedges, everybody thinks hedge pruners, hedge trimmers when they want to go out to work on the hedges. Not my number one choice. We can use some of these other tools we'll cover, but if you're going to insist on using hedge trimmers, make sure they're just as sharp as you can get them. Loppers, good set of loppers, again, nice and sharp, but this is a tool that you'll use for your bigger branches, some of the stuff that you might struggle with. And then the bulk of the work is going to be done with a good pair of hand pruners. Again, these bypass pruners, nice sharp blade. You'll be able to get in there and do some of this work, and it'll make your job easy. I talked about sharp things. We want to make sure we have a pair of gloves on. Protect your hands from getting poked from the shrubs and the loppers and the pruners. And then safety glasses, we talk about that a lot. You're going to be sticking your head in there. We don't want to get poked in the eye. Okay, here we are with our shrub. And a couple things to remember before we get started, whether it's evergreen or deciduous, we want to end up with the finished product being wider at the base, thinner at the top, or narrower at the top. So whether it's a formal hedge or what we prefer on campus, a less formal hedge, that's always the ultimate goal. And the reason for that is we want to be able to get light all the way through the plant, so we end up with foliage throughout the plant and we don't end up with bare base, bare stems at the bottom of the plant. One real big advantage for doing it with the leaves off early in the spring like this is we're able to see all our cuts a little bit more clearly, able to do a little bit better job so we can see what we're doing. That means we might have to come back later in the year to do some cleanup work, but that shouldn't be a big deal. Yews are a common hedge plant. You may have a group of them in your yard. Again, the secret with these is maintaining that narrow top and wide base. When we do our pruning, especially this time of year here early in the spring, we're going to come in and clean up some of these long ones and neaten this up a little bit. But again, we want to hesitate getting too aggressive with our pruning. I worry many times with yews not having much in the way of depth of needles within the plant, so we want to maintain needles as deeply as we can into the plants. Springtime pruning, again, is important because this is the time that the plant is putting on most of its growth, and so any of our pruning cuts will be healed more quickly and efficiently by the plant. And again, remember with hedges, the important thing is the shape. We want to focus on that narrower top and wider base so we can get light all the way through the plant and have a more attractive, healthier plant when we're done.